and the Liberals managed in politics to come from the opposite side and sit down and get a coalition and make a compromise. And I think that that's what will happen between the Scottish and the British governments, that they'll be forced to sit down and make a compromise, because I think we're too old a democracy to go to war over it. So I don't think we're going to see
no.
troops, fighting over the oil or the pound. So I think it's going to be a case of they'll sit there and talk things through and work out what money's to be paid, how much oil is ours, what much is England, and what we do about the currency. So I think everything will be done as a kind of compromise, because I think
it will have to be.
Yeah.
I think it will have to be as I say, I think it's going to be in the last one, in the 70s, was it? I voted yes.
Did you? Good.
But I was a lot younger then, obviously. But I think I would do it again.
Weren't we all?
We'll see. But I think it's going to be yes.
Brilliant.
90. High 90s, yes, but a bit worried about it, shall we say.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that was in the back of my mind a few months ago, like, worried about the unknown, and we've got enough problems here. I kept thinking about a year ago, we've got another year and a half of this. Surely we should be talking about all the problems of the country, the banks and the debt and the problem of the housing and the roads, and everything is a chaos in this country. And that's what I was thinking, why don't we just carry on what we've got now and get all the things better? But now, as it's went on and on and on, I just feel that, as it gets closer, then we've got a real chance to do something for ourselves and distance ourselves from the Tories.
I think that is it. It's if we make a mess of it, it's our own,
mess.
Rather than the English government telling us.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. Yeah, so I think so.
Particularly for the people who vote, who made penicillin, the pneumatic tryer, the TV, all the wonderful inventions. We're a creative people, so we can create a new currency, we can create a new economy, we can create a new country that is going to be, I think, fairer anyway. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
But listen, I've took a lot of your time, and if you can convince as many people, you seem a good person, and I think you could be able to convince a good few people. So if you've got it in your heart for Scotland, go out there and convince as many people as you can, because that's all I'm attempting to do now. Take care then, yeah?
Right, thanks.
God
Bye-bye.
bless. Cheerio, bye-bye. Yay. So with her heart, she's going to do it, but she's got a bit of doubt. So there you go. I felt, really, that's the first one. Out of 25, it took me a couple of no's and all these thingies, all these calls I made. But finally, someone there, a doubting Thomasina, shall we call her? A doubting Thomasina. But in her heart, she's going to vote yes. So someone like that is what we need to convince 100%. Get out there and tell your friends, tell your family, make it happen.
Think so?
Hello.
Just hold on a second. Hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Tom Gold. I'm phoning from Glasgow Radio Online. I'm phoning as part of the independence debate that's happening out there in the country. I was just here to ask for a few minutes of your time to canvass some of your opinions. Are you free just now for a few minutes?
It depends what you want to know.
Well, just a few questions. Like, are you intending to vote? And if so, are you going for yes
I
or
will
no?
vote, yes, I will vote.
And will you be yes or no or undecided just now?
Well, I don't think I should be telling anybody that at the moment. I mean, it should be a free decision of mine as to which way I'm going. But considering I am in my mid-70s, I think you can probably guess which way I might go.
No, I can't because I've only started doing this myself. I'm doing this totally independent of any party. I've not voted SNP, Labour. I'm totally apolitical in the sense I don't vote these parties. So I'm just doing this now as a concerned citizen of Scotland who, up to a few months ago...
Where are you sending the results to?
I've not got any results. I'm just here because, a few months ago I was in the no side and I was thinking, maybe we're better off where we are. And the more I heard the politicians saying, don't do this or don't do that or you shouldn't do that, and it's challenged me to say, well, hold on a minute. And I've looked thoroughly at all the stuff and I've came to the conclusion they're just using smear tactics and fear to get us to...
That's all politicians ever do.
Exactly. And I can 100% say I'm not a politician, no plans to be
so
ever.
Why are you doing this?
Because I used to do telesales. I used to be a salesman, and because I've got a voice and because I've got a heart, and I want Scotland to be, for the first time in 307 years, able to stand on its own 2 feet and be independent. And it's something that I want to do for myself, for my children. I've got 3 young children, and the way I see Britain going, the way the economy's been run, the way the state of the roads, the state of the housing, the state of everything in this country, you know, when people from that who have already brought the country to its knees, I think, when they start saying, oh, you can't do this, can't do that, that's what caused me to question it and say, well, hold on a minute. The Scottish people invented penicillin, the pneumatic tyre,
well, wait
TV.
A minute. The people that brought this country to their knees are the bankers, the estate agents and folk like that.
The politicians played a good part in it as well, but yes, I understand
exactly.
what you're saying there.
Now, if you're doing this purely on an independent side, then you're obviously wanting folk to vote yes.
Well, no. Well, first of all, I was here to ask. The first questions that I'm asking is: Are you planning to vote? Are you going to vote yes, no? You've not given the answer for that.
I'm going to vote, but I'm not telling you which way.
No, well, please don't tell me. It doesn't matter what you. I was only here to ask you that question, and then obviously,
I think everybody should be forced to vote. I think there should be, if people don't vote, there should be a smallish fine placed on every household that doesn't vote. I think it's ridiculous that people don't use a vote.
But then, what if someone looks at the people who are on that election ticket, like Tory, Labour, and then they're being lied to, and they make the conscious decision to say, well, these people don't represent me, and by not placing an X...
none of them do. I mean, they're only standing for parties that they think they can get in under.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I think we'll just end this conversation now, okay?
Oh, listen, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm very sorry to bother you.
It's okay, but I don't understand quite why you, just as somebody of, on your own bat, are trying to do this.
Why not? I mean, my name is Tom Gold. I've got my own independent radio station. It's on the internet, Glasgow Radio Online. I'm an investigative journalist, and what I'm doing is pick people's numbers out here on my own bat. Because, well, I used to do telesales, as I say. I used to be a salesman, so I do love to talk. So I apologise for that, and I apologise for phoning you today. So,
it's all right. It's all right.
No, but I'm just explaining myself, because obviously you're doubting me in regards to why I'm doing it, but I'm just telling you completely and 100%. I've made this decision myself, and I'm looking at it. I'm going to try and contact a couple of hundred people every day. It works out about 30,000 people, and at the end of it, for the 6 months, then whether it's a yes or a no, I can look at myself in the mirror and say, I tried to do something that I believed in, and I wanted... Well,
that's right. If that's what you believe in, that's fair enough, son. But as I say, at the moment, no, in mid-70s, there is, I think you can probably guess which way I will be going.
I cannot. And one of the beauties is meeting people. When I used to do sales and go to people and talk to people, I love talking to people. Do you know, last week I spoke, when I first did it, this is only my second day doing this, right? And I spoke to a wee woman. She was 98-year-old. And when I was a salesman, I used to work for a cable company, used to be called NTL Cabletel. And I remember signing someone up, and this was back in 1999, and it nearly broke the computer system, because when I put it on, and it was in 1999, and the woman was 99, so she was born in 98 of 89, and they couldn't put it on the thing, mate. And I says, that day when someone says to me or uses an excuse that they won't buy cable because of their age, I will always remember that this wee woman in 99 who took the cable, right enough, she lived with her family, and the family were, they were all happy to get it. And I said, well, it doesn't matter. Even whatever age you are, nobody will use an excuse to say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that because of your age. I know you're not using an excuse, and you're saying what way you think of vote. I've no idea what you vote, but listen, I hope you make the best decision what you think's best for yourself, and I bid you farewell, and I'm sorry, I really am sorry to take your time today.
Oh, it's quite all right. As I say, you're doing something that you believe in, and that's fair enough, But I do think that one point I would make is I think people should be made to vote.
Made to vote, understand.
And I don't think the 16-year-olds should have a say in the matter whatsoever. The 16-year-olds I know can't even tell you what they want for their tea, let alone what they want for the country.
But you see,
and I worked in a school. I was in a school for many, many years, a secondary school, and they haven't changed. 16-year-olds do not know. They don't know. The girls don't know what colour to make their hair the next day, and the boys certainly.
I beg to differ. Not all of them, because I've got.
There are a few. I've
got a 17-year-old daughter who travelled all the way through to Edinburgh to be part of a debate for politics. She's highly politicised, and I think this, because what they're doing in Scotland, I mean, you can say a lot about Alex Salmond, but And maybe maybe they're being opportunist by allowing the 16-year-olds a chance to vote because it allows them...
But they're not going to be able to vote in the next election.
Yes, I know, but maybe...
They won't be able to vote in the general election after it.
Yeah.
They won't be old enough.
Yeah, and maybe
Why should they get a chance to vote in a referendum when a few months later, if there's a general election, they're not going to be able to vote again? Exactly,
and it's highly cynical of maybe Mr. Cameron, Mr. Salmon, because maybe he is using the propaganda of the schools.
He's clutching at straws.
No, I'm just saying that maybe he's using the youngsters. I agree with you, to lower it.
Just hang on a wee second. I'll put you on to somebody else that can talk as much as you, and you can have a conversation with him.
Brilliant. God bless. Nice speaking to you.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome.
Hello.
You're obviously advertising for the SNP.
I can honestly say, sir, I am not.
You're not?
I've not voted for the SNP, and I've no truck with the SNP. I said that to the good lady who I was speaking to just before you passed the phone, and I've
not... Can I ask a quick question?
Certainly,
why do you phone from an unavailable number?
Unavailable number?
Uh-huh.
What number is up there just now? I can't see it just now.
It's no hour. It's just come up in our caller display and it's unavailable.
Right.
And we get quite a few calls from unavailable, generally from abroad, and we really don't like it at all.
Yes. As I say, I was close to hanging up. The good lady who I was speaking to there, I was about to make my say good riddance, say goodbye, and be off the phone. And I was really apologising.
To make my lunch such as it will be, because we live very frugally. Because this government that we have looking after Scotland doesn't seem to be doing much for us. And is there any truth in the rumour about Miss Sturgeon wants to go to America to be the ambassador there?
I've no idea because I'm not part of the SNP. I can honestly say I am not part of the SNP.
So who are you part of?
I'm an independent. Up until a few months ago, I was against the independence. I was thinking, we're better the devil we know, and we've got so many problems in Britain that maybe we just... It's too much of a hindrance, it's too much of a diversion. But now the more politicians I hear talking about it and saying Scotland can't do this or Scotland can't do that, and then I've looked at it closely and I decided, well, now I want to vote yes. I want to vote yes because of the reasons why that Scotland, after 307 years, instead of us as a people saying, blame the government of England, blame the government of Britain, let's blame the government of Scotland, let's blame Scottish people 100% if we make our failings. But I'm pretty confident that Scotland's people are good enough not to make a disaster of it, to make a good fist of it and make a better, fairer country, more equal than what is happening just now. And as I say, come the elections, if Scotland was to get independence, I won't be voting for Mr Salmond or SNP, and I'm pretty hoping that that party disintegrates because they'll have what they want, and then Scotland may be able to dream up a new political landscape instead of having the old party system of Tories and Liberals and Labour.
Just to interrupt you there a minute ago, sir. When I was a young laddie, I lived in Kilmarnock. And Kilmarnock, believe it or not, had a Conservative MP. It was the first time and only time they ever had one. Now, before I was even voting age, a gentleman stood who had been in the Conservative Party, and he stood, would you believe, for Labour, and he became the Secretary of State for Scotland. He's long since dead, and there's a place in Kilmarnock called after him. That's a while back. However, when the SNP, if at all they get in, they are going to all disintegrate and say, I'm Labour, I'm Labour, I'm Labour, I'm Liberal. And for years, Scotland has been plagued with the fact that it's a Labour area. It will always be a Labour area because the people in Scotland think they're being conned by the people in the southeast of England. Now, the north of England feel the same. Exactly. The northwest of England feel the same. Yeah. The West Country feel the same. It is all the southeast of England. And let's face it, kiddo, within a couple of square miles in the southeast of England and London are most of the financial things that happen in the whole of the world. And to do without that help that you get from them, whether it be here in Scotland, whether it be in the north of England, or whether it be in Wales, if we do without that, we are a broken country. We must be British. I am very, very British. I hear people saying, can I get a vote because I was born in Scotland? One of my sons was born up here, and he now lives in the West Country. But he's been away for well over 30 years because he was in the services. Is he entitled to a vote? And secondly, I wasn't born in Scotland, but I've lived here for 72 years. Will I be entitled to a vote because I was born in England? This is Mr. Salmon's